A very warm welcome to the channel, and today we are going to continue about choosing whether to retire in Cambodia or to choose to retire in Thailand. If you are considering it, then we are going to give you the kind of options here. What is the good, what is the bad, what is the expensive, what is the cheap, what is easy, and what is a complete nightmare. Today we will go through transportation, we will go through food, visas, and a little bit of accommodation, but that is going to be in a bit more detail a little bit later on. I know we have covered some of these in the past, but we're going to go into a bit more detail. So, without further ado, let's get into transportation. Now, the easiest form of transportation in the city where you want to live, in both of the cities, is going to be some kind of motorbike, like a Honda, a Step Up, a scooter round about 125cc. In Thailand, in general, you do need a motorbike license. It's different to your car license. Now, you can get an international license. My friend did in South Korea, for example, and his international license stated he could ride a motorbike at 125cc, fine. And if he did decide to retire, for example, into Pattaya, into Thailand, then he just need to transfer that over, done and dusted, and he has the normal car license. But it's just the most convenient, the most inexpensive, and it gets you to A to B. You will get stopped by the police in Thailand. I've been stopped numerous times, but you can have I can use my Philippine motorbike license, for example. That's fine. It's ASEAN. It's allowed for 90 days before you have to transfer it, something like that. The difference is that in Cambodia, for 125 or less than 125cc, it will be that you don't need a driving license. Anyone can near enough drive it, and you will see 12-year-olds drive a motorbike. Anything above 125, then you do need a motorbike license. For example, my bike here is a 300cc Italian motorbike, and yep, I have a motorbike license for that motorbike in this country. The cost, you can rent. I know some people that rent a 125cc motorbike here for about $70 per month. You can buy second-hand. I can't advise you on that because I'm terrible at motor mechanics, but you can buy a brand new motorbike. But you do need the right kind of visa to buy this. You can't just get it on a tourist visa. And that is your transportation. Next up is food. Now, without a shadow of a doubt, the Thai food, I think, is so much better than the Cambodian food. No disrespect to the Khmer or the Cambodian food, I just love the Thai food. There's so many choices, you're never going to get bored. In general, it can be quite spicy, but you can say my pet cab, which means not spicy, but it's going to be hot. But the choices are unbelievable. The prices, if you say for the street food, is near enough going to be the same. If it's going to be like a sidewalk cafe, so to speak, a small little restaurant, here I can get a bowl of rice, local dish, for anywhere between $2.50 and $3, near enough, and the food is really nice and tasty, and that would be perfect for lunch. You could say the same in Thailand, maybe a little bit more if it was a restaurant, and then you got to put your drink on top of it. Here, for example, a can of Coca-Cola, maybe like 75 cents in those kind of small restaurants. And if it was just like a street market, maybe a street restaurant or street food, could be a little bit cheaper. But both the food is delicious, but hands down, the food definitely goes to Thailand. Now, I did mention the visas, and this can be the nightmare in Thailand. And again, we have covered this a little bit before. Let's do Cambodia first of all. Let's say you want to retire. You can fly here, and when you arrive, or you can get this, I think you can get this online, but be careful, you about that, but you can get it when you arrive. You have to get an ordinary visa, not a tourist visa, an ordinary visa. It's like a business visa. It should cost about $35 at the airport. Once you've done that, you're over 55 years old, then you can go to a travel agent. If you do come, I can give you the email address of the travel agent that I use here. And for an express visa, which takes anywhere between 3 days and 7 days, possibly 10 days, for $375, you have a retirement visa for 1 year, and you just keep renewing that time and time again. It's not really, it's just an extension of the original visa. That's all it is. But you're not allowed to work, basically. Yeah. You can have hobbies, but you can't work for a company there. That's a strict no-no. Thailand. Well, I got this off a channel called Everything Pattaya. And basically, you can come on a tourist visa, and that's for 45 days. Then you can go to a visa specialist. Now, this is the easiest way. You can do it by yourself, but that's where the nightmare begins. Immigration authorities around the world are just a PIA, a pain in the backside, basically. And then what they say is they can change your tourist visa into a different kind of visa for 1 year. They can set up a bank account for you, but then to get the retirement visa, you need to have at least 2,000 American dollars, something like that, coming into your bank every month in the first year, or a deposit of 800,000 baht. The exchange rate at the time of speaking is round about $1 equals 34 cents. They are going to be more expensive. You can do it by yourself, but if it's your first time, it's the language barrier, and I would possibly sort of like give up and pay the expense, because you know it's going to get done, hopefully. There are quite a few good visa agents in Thailand, but be aware there are some sharks around with them as well. And finally, accommodation. As I mentioned before, in both countries, what I would do is book a hotel for a week with a website like booking.com. You can pay for it when you get to the accommodation in Thailand and also Cambodia. Then you can search for apartments. There are agents, and you can find them quite easily, or you can just walk around the town and see if there's anything for sale or to rent. In the city centre, there's not going to be much, but in the suburbs. So possibly for your first apartment, go to a estate agent, a real estate kind of place, and they can sort it out. Yes, they are going to charge you fees, etc. They make money from it. And you can get really nice accommodation here in Siem Reap for about $300. And you can for a little bit more, you could say, in Thailand. It's all about location. In Pattaya, in the city centre, it's going to be more expensive and smaller. But if you move out of that, but if you have the motorbike, then the location is not as important. You can get contracts for 1 year, you can get contracts for up to a year, and you may pay a deposit or a 2-month deposit and then the actual month there, but you'll get your money back when you move out. You usually have to give 1 month's notice to move out, and 1 month's notice if you want to extend your tenancy, if you want to stay for another year or 6 months. Yeah. Agents are great, but you can actually go direct to the property. Here in Siem Reap, the difference related to this is that buildings can't be more than 6 stories high. Apartment buildings may have 20 or 30 apartments inside there, or apartment complex. It should come with a swimming pool, but most of them are actually going to be family owned. The rich people would buy, and they've invested in this for some kind of investment, some extra money in the side, having a property like that. In Thailand, it's usually done by big corporate companies, and you may have the 20, 30-story building. Now, which one do you prefer? Personally, I prefer the personal touch with that. My last apartment I rented was about 2 kilometers out of town. I'd say it's about 80 square meters. It was 1 bedroom, washing machine. It had a backup generator. It has a security guard. The owners were actually two doctors who did speak English. It was really friendly, and I need to take a break. Now, hopefully, very soon, I will be showing some videos of real apartments here in Siem Reap. And next month, I am planning to go to Pattaya for 5 days, basically 4 days, and show some apartments there so you can judge for yourself. You can see the comparison. I will try to do the $300, $400 mark per month for that, and what's included. Then you can compare with that. But as my trip is coming up to Thailand, if anyone does have any questions, or if anyone wants me to show something in Pattaya, do let me know. I am going to leave my email address here, but you can leave a message in the comments below if anyone gets there. If you do want to help me finance the trip, the air ticket is about $220 return, and the accommodation in a 3-star hotel is about $120 I got at the moment. Any financial support through Super Thanks or through Patreon or through joining the membership program on my YouTube channel would be greatly appreciated. That's if anyone is still here at the end of the show. Thank you so much for your time. One thing that I can never give back to you. Do check out some of the other videos on my channel. You can see on the end screen, I will put up 1 or 2 there. Not just about retirement in China. I do lots of videos related to China as well and what's happening there. God bless. Thank you. Arrivederci. Sayonara. Ciao. Auf Wiedersehen. Au revoir. Merci beaucoup. Bye-bye. Thank you.